This is one of the most popular horror film series on the internet. How can it have such a strange charm? Today, let's talk about it. The bride and groom had just gotten married yesterday, but tragically both died today, so someone had to be hired to keep vigil over their spirits. It is said that in Thai folk tradition, there is an unwritten rule. When someone dies, the younger generation must guard the spirit for 7 days before burial. But since the bride and groom clearly had no time to have children before departing for heaven, both families pooled money to hire a professional spirit watcher named Aika to keep vigil over the couple. During this period, Aika's supervisor repeatedly warned him, never enter the deceased's bedroom, and never open the coffins. Aika firmly promised to follow instructions, but as soon as his supervisor left, Aika immediately slipped into the deceased couple's room. Entering the room was one thing, but he even went so far as to lie down on the bed of the dead couple. At that moment, the music box by the bed suddenly started playing by itself. Aika, however, showed no surprise at all. He even listened to the tune while dozing off on the deceased's bed. When Aika woke up, he remembered to follow the rituals of a spirit watcher and offered incense to the dead. Just then, strange noises echoed through the mourning hall, and a lizard suddenly dropped from above, landing right on the bride's coffin lid. Aika reached out to grab it, but in the next second the lizard slipped inside through a crack in the coffin. Determined to get it out, Aika had no choice but to open the coffin, completely ignoring the 2 rules he had been warned about. Staring at the bride's beautiful face, Aika almost drooled. Then he noticed the lizard crawl into the bride's dress. To catch it, Aika reached his hand inside her gown. But the next moment, the groom's coffin suddenly slammed forward with force. This terrified Aika was it the groom's ghost warning him. Panicked, he quickly shut the bride's coffin. Muttering softly, Aika whispered, no offense, it's all the lizard's fault. Please don't trouble me." But back in his bedroom, he couldn't get the image of the bride's beauty out of his mind. Bored, he began rummaging through the bride's belongings, and by chance, he discovered a precious little box. Forcing it open, he found inside a camera and a disc. Almost unconsciously, he placed the disc into the DVD player and waited for it to play. At the same time, he flipped through the photos on the camera. At first, they were all pictures of the bride, which he admired carefully. But the further he went, the more unsettling the images became. Suddenly, the photos showed the bride covered in wounds. Clearly, she must have been abused in her lifetime. Just then, a noise echoed from the mourning hall. Aika rushed out to investigate, only to find something bizarre. The previously normal door lock now had a long rope dangling from it. Cautiously, Aika followed the rope step by step, which led him back into the mourning hall. At the other end of the rope was the bride herself. Wasn't this what Aika had been longing for? He didn't care whether she was human or ghost, he just wanted to hold her hand. But in the next second, the bride was seized by the groom. Right after that, Aika jolted awake. It had all been a dream. At that exact moment, the disc finished reading and began to play. On the screen, the bride was tied up, pleading desperately. The next moment revealed scenes of the groom abusing the bride. This confirmed Aika's suspicion. Furious and wanting to defend the bride, Aika stormed into the mourning hall, but what he saw horrified him. The bride's corpse looked as if it had been violated. Aika was certain this was the groom's ghost tormenting her. Boldly, Aika decided to punish the groom once and for all. Pointing at the groom's coffin, Aika cursed loudly, "What kind of man bullies a woman? If you've got guts, come at me instead." Then Aika used a Buddhist rope to tie up the groom's coffin, preventing him from causing any more harm. With the groom dealt with, Aika felt free. He lifted the bride from her coffin, gently stroked her face, and overwhelmed by her beauty made a daring decision. He dressed her up, groomed her hair, and spent time with her, reading books together and sitting in the sun just like a couple. But the groom's ghost could not stand this any longer. Suddenly, a loud noise erupted from the mourning hall. Rushing over, Aika found the groom's coffin wide open, and the groom's corpse was gone. Could this be the start of his revenge? Indeed, a chilling wind blew from behind Aika, and he saw the groom's hand slowly reaching closer and closer. Just as it was about to touch him, Aika panicked and bolted back to his room. But the moment he arrived, an even bigger shock awaited him. The bride's body was gone as well. Could it be that the bride and groom had risen together? Suddenly, the windows of the entire house began to shake violently. Aika stumbled backward in fear. In the next instant, a hand yanked him under the bed. Struggling with all his strength, Aika finally crawled out, only to see the groom's corpse right in front of him. Terrified, he ran aimlessly, until the bride appeared and seized him by the throat. Through her gaze, Aika finally saw the truth of their deaths. The groom had never abused the bride. In fact, she had a tendency for self-harm, and the groom had always tried to stop her. One day the bride lost control and killed the groom, then took her own life. But by the time Aika understood, it was already too late. In the next moment, the bride locked Aika inside a coffin. He tried desperately to push the lid open, but she sat firmly on top, pinning him down. It seemed this time Aika would be buried together with the bride and groom. This story tells us one thing: we must respect the dead.